Hi there, and welcome to What Yacht To Do, where we are comparing our first loop with our second loop to help you plan whether you're at home or currently on America's Great Loop.
In this episode, we finish the Illinois River and start down the Mississippi River on our second loop. Lots of boat repairs. Hey, it's Sam of What Yacht To Do, and welcome to the bridge of the Here's To Us. We are on trip 188, going over to Polestar Marina in St. Charles from Grafton. It's a really short trip, and this is a scheduled maintenance trip because you may remember trip 57. If you don't, go look it up and take a look at it. We had a problem. We had to have the boat hauled out to have a bow thruster repaired, and when we had it hauled out, we found a lot of other issues, and we put it in the capable hands of what I call now Uncharted Services, Carl and the gang, and Pete of Polestar Marina. They did such a great job that we scheduled a stop on our second loop, and we scheduled that stop about 5 months out. So we're going to take you around the boat and show you what Carl and the gang did and show you some of the things that we had fixed. So one of the first things that we had done is our windlass needed servicing, and you'll want to check your manufacturer's data on when that needs servicing. It was starting to leak oil, and the windlass motor is what was starting to leak oil. So in order to have that fixed, we had to have all the chain rolled out. So we took the opportunity to remark our chain. So one of the next things we had done was kind of minor, but it was an irritant, was our windshield wipers were starting to wear. So this is a refill of them. So we had Uncharted Services go ahead and take care of all three of our windshield wipers, because one of the great things about the Here's To Us is it's all enclosed in glass up here, and I could run even when it's raining. Although we try not to do it, rainstorms are going to pop up, and it's really nice to have those windshield wipers. So they're working just great now. Another nuisance item was one of our depth sounders. The head on it, the LED, was kind of burning out here and there, and sometimes I could tell what the depth was because I have my primary over here on my Garmin, but it was a nuisance. So we had them put a new depth sounder head in. So another thing that I had shipped was 2 air conditioner pumps, and that's because the Here's To Us has 5 air conditioners. There's 2 air conditioner heating systems up here, one in the Lido deck and one in the bridge. And then there's 3 downstairs. The 2 up here are carried by 1 pump, and then there's another pump that takes care of the forward VIP, the salon, and the master stateroom. Now another item that I had shipped to have a spare part on board was a raw water pump for our diesel engines. We have a Cummins 8.3 liter diesel engines, 2 of them on the boat, so 1 spare pump ought to do it, because obviously you probably won't have both of them go out at the same time. Now the Here's To Us has a oil change system for both engines and the generator. What it does not do is change the oil in the transmissions. And I was able to change the oil because of the access for it, the oil in the filter on the transmission on the port side engine, but the starboard engine was giving me problems. So I had Carl and the gang take care of that, and they changed the oil. They took the old oil out, put new oil in, and put a new filter on for me. So that's working great now as well. So in order for that synchronizer to work, there is a cable. This is the old cable, and it went from the port engine all the way up on the ceiling of the engine room, and it went to the Glendinning synchronizer. And what you could see is over the years, this thing wore out. You know, it's just a spinning cable inside of this black casing that turns and turns, and it matches the RPM. So these are the clips that hold it to the ceiling, and what I had to do was take this out and actually measure it, because they custom build a cable to the right length for you. And so now I can go down into the engine room, hook up this cable, and they said, hey, this is the synchronizer end, and hey, this is the other end, this goes to the port engine. We'll put that in, remount it in there, and then we'll go ahead and test the synchronizer. It should work again. Now there's always things that, well, you know have to be taken care of, but when Carl and the gang came on board that first morning and I went through the whole list with them, they recommended we pull the turbos and have those reconditioned and serviced, and so we did. So what was a planned 11-day stay there at Polestar Marina with Uncharted Services to get things fixed turned out to be 29 days, and it was because of parts availability and all kinds of things that happened during that stay. But we are glad to be back on the road again, or back on the river again. We got a great weather window that's coming up, and we're going to make our way down the mighty Mississippi. To all the boating fans out there, I'd like to invite you to sign up for our newsletter at whatyachttodo.com. We'll send you a free Great Loop overview, plus several free boating goodies that you can use right now. Plus, in each newsletter, I write a Captain's Corner to address what you've asked about in your comments, emails, and messages. So sign up today. We are at Polestar Marina, and we are going to head downstream. We're going to go out here, hit the Mississippi, and follow her down as far as we can go today. There's about 11 hours of sunlight today, and so we've already used up probably about half hour of it, but we're going to see how far we can go.
This is a great marina to stay at. They have fuel, they have diesel and gas, and they have Uncharted Services, which is, I want to say, the best mechanics we know.
Well, we are underway after about a little over 4 weeks of not being on the boat, and we can notice we're a little rusty, so we're using our checklist to make sure everything is good. The boat's warmed up, performing nicely, and well, we are, let's see, mile marker, about 195 or so on the upper Mississippi, and we are approaching people trying to coordinate for the lock already, and you don't want to go that way, okay? There's a big sign up here that says all boats that way. Unfortunately, somebody did not heed that warning about a week ago or so, and they are on the rocks. So it pays to look at your charts, make sure your autopilot's taken to where you want to go and not go over the rocks. So we'll keep the speed up here until we see any other congestion up here, but right now running about 38 feet of water, and you can kind of see a little bit of turbulence here, eddies, as the river kind of splits its way there and heads down. 5 feet of water, a little bit of turbulence here, and it's good to have a good head of steam as you go through here. We're doing about 19 or so. And beautiful day.
We are to Kimmswick, Missouri. We stopped here the first time around. Kimmswick is a cute little town, has nice shops and several restaurants, Smokey Robinson's Barbecue and the Blue Owl restaurant with the Mile High Pie. So it is definitely worth the stop.
Anchor just upstream of the Grand Banks, if that works, you think that'll work?
I would think so. I'm not for sure the depth and everything, but I would think you'd be good to go out there. Have you checked in with me already with the name and length?
Yeah, I called you on the phone about, about 4 or 5 hours ago.
Okay, is this Sam by chance?
It is. Well, we made it on our first day back in the saddle, so to speak. We are here at the Kaskaskia lock, and I see 1, 2, 3, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're the 11th boat here, it looks like. No space on the wall, so we have elected to anchor, and anchor held right away. Got about 17 feet here. We put about 75, 80 feet of chain out there. There's a little bit of current pointing us down the river. We're looking at the dam, and it should be a wonderful, peaceful night here. Thanks for joining us on A Tale of Two Loops.
And if you haven't yet visited our website at whatyachttodo.com, we have tons of information over there for you to read through and help you in your planning.
We hope A Tale of Two Loops helps you plan your loop your way.